guys, welcome to my channel. And today we're going to talk about how does it feel being a foreigner here in Thailand. And it's the second video in the series I decided to make, the reality of living in Thailand. Okay, so let's start with today's video. So being a foreigner is never easy. You have to undergo a so-called transition, and it might be hard for some people. And it will be hard, or maybe won't, depending on some factors, and one of them could be what country you are coming from, because for example it could have similar food or weather to Thailand. So as I said, you will need some time to adjust. And even if you still have some similarities with Thailand, it might still take you time to get used to the way life here is. I'm going to talk from my point of view as a person who was born in Russia and then before Thailand lived in Canada for a few years. Okay, first let's start with weather. Of course you have to get used to this hot weather unless you're coming from a hot country, but me, I've never lived in a hot country before. I lived in Russia, in Canada, and it was never that hot. Though you might still need to bring a few hoodies or like anything like this, because sometimes inside buildings like university or shopping mall it might get cold because of the AC. And also another negative thing about this weather is that sometimes when you come back home from being outside, even like for an hour, you feel so exhausted, because before that you would feel like so hot, you would sweat, and it really doesn't feel nice. And when you enter your place, you just wanna like change into clean dry clothes and just like lie in bed. Next thing is scams. You also have to get used to scams. Many people will overcharge you just because they see you're a foreigner, they see you're not Thai, so they might charge you a bit more. People like street vendors or taxi drivers will always scam you. But though you should know, if there's a taxi driver that doesn't want to put the meter on, you just say, okay, whatever, let him go, and you will find another taxi that will put the meter for you and you won't have to overpay. And maybe one tip I can give for you in order to avoid scams is have a Thai friend with you, or maybe learn some Thai. Next thing is food. So as you already probably know, Thai people like spicy food. And I ate spicy food even before I came to Thailand. So I was pretty happy about this aspect of Thailand. And let me tell you a little story which happened to me and my boyfriend. So both of us, we like spicy food because I'm Russian, but because I met my Mexican boyfriend, I started liking spicy food, and he's Mexican, so he also likes spicy food. So we tried this new dish called somtam, and we usually ate it at our university, and it was spicy, but like, you know, you can still hold it, like it's not that much spicy. And then this one time we went to this island called Kolan, and we went to a local restaurant, ordered somtam, and let me tell you, my tongue was burning. Like, I've never tried anything like that spicy. So sometimes you should try to make sure to ask them if it's spicy or not, and if they tell you it's spicy, tell them to not make it that spicy. However, some restaurants do warn you about it. Like at times when I order like spicy noodles or anything spicy, they would look at me and tell me, oh, it's spicy, are you sure you want to eat it? But try to make sure yourself all the time as well. And actually Thailand has plenty of delicious foods and snacks. My favorite meal here is fried rice for sure, and somtam. I like both of those. They're really good. The fried rice here, you should like must try. And also there are many things that maybe you see as strange, or maybe you think that you wouldn't like it, but I think you should give a try, because even though it looks strange, it doesn't look familiar to you, you should give it a try, and maybe you will like it, maybe you will find your new favorite food. Next thing is language barrier. So when you come to Thailand, you will actually realize that many people here speak English. Like in 7-Eleven, the workers would know like some words in English, like they would be able to help you. But still, sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you cannot just get work done, or you cannot get something done because the person just doesn't understand you. And it happened to me many times, and it's really annoying. Like for example, if you're planning on buying property here, it could be really annoying when you will need to buy, I don't know, like curtains, whatever, you know, it would be really hard to make appointments, to actually find the right stuff, because the person just might not understand you. And one little fact here, is that Thai people, they're really slow people. Like, not in a bad way, they just take things slow, they're not in a rush. Like, if sometimes you might want like to do it at this time, they might come a bit later, so they're not punctual at times. But it's nothing bad, it's just cultural differences that you might experience when you come here. And in this last bit of video, I wanted to talk about another little fact. So here in Thailand, you will always be seen as a foreigner. You will never be seen as a Thai person. Even if you learn Thai, even if you live here for over 10 years, they will always see you as a foreigner. And it's also a really hard process to get a Thai passport. I don't even know if it's even possible, because as I know, in order to apply like for a residence permit, whatever it's called, you need to live here for over 10 years, like also have some investments in Thailand and stuff like that. Even if you marry a Thai woman or a Thai man, it will still be a long, hard process for you to get it, and I don't even know if you can. So, and yeah, this last part is really annoying because you will always feel like an outsider. Whatever you do, you're an outsider, you're a foreigner. Farang, as they say, I think. But what can you do? It's another country, another culture, so you just have to respect it and go with it. And if you're really willing to get a Thai residency permit or a Thai passport, I think you will. I think you will. If you want it, you can get whatever you want. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. See you in my next one. Bye!